It's the diversity of the people that are attending, from academia through to systems resources. So yeah, it's just the diversity of the attendees brings in lots of different types of.
We're basically an R&D company with 20 years of experience, more than 800 projects, electromechanical equipment for subsea, downhole systems, and we work in aerospace and medical and offshore as well. So we have a wide experience and also a wide marketing field. This particular event now came as a surprise to us this time, but we will definitely be going back. And also, we have seen, the correlations between UK and Norway growing stronger as you are a Brexit country now. So, for instance, just tomorrow, we are invited to the embassy in Oslo, the commercial department of your embassy, to be talking about future relations with new companies from the UK. So we're everywhere. Norway have a strong standing in this market. Of course, we have some specialist companies, but also like a wide base of shipping industry, also now seafood industry, which is growing fast. So it's very important to be here and see what everybody else has and find out who you can partner up with.
Because it's got such a strong international presence, I just feel like it's good value for money for us, and we get quite a lot of valuable meetings. It's a good maritime energy type show as well, so there's quite a diverse range of people come, rather than you're just run-of-the-mill oil and gas contacts. So I think I've made a good 10, 20 new contacts since I've been here. So.
You do meet more people at these stages. A lot of the people you know already. There's, hundreds of familiar faces every time I come to one of these shows. So you get around, you meet them, you talk about, and it generally does talk about surveying. That's what we're here for. That's what we end up talking about. So if it's in here with surveying, hydrography, definitely, it's great. I say for networking, it's great. See what products are out there, especially the new stuff you got in like ASVs. AUVs, all the new stuff, you look at it, the new IVA software is absolutely brilliant. So all that sort of stuff is great, and it's just evolving all the time. So in 2 years' time when it's on again, yes, I'll be here. Yeah, yes, I'll be here.
I joined a company where I'm heading the office in Abu Dhabi, and we do business with a lot of companies existing in here. And we see that the market is moving forward and is growing day after the other. So we hope things will get better, and we are here to really strengthen our relationship with manufacturers existing in this industry in specific. The event is busy, and people are really excited to kickstart the job. We've been in Oceanology for the past 5 to 10 years, and we're looking to grow our existence and to have our own booth next year, hopefully. If they didn't come yet, they're missing a lot. They need to show up. That's a new field of it's been existing for many years, but now renewable energy is a big thing, and they need to come in.
Because it brings all the big players and the small players together, especially the small ones, to see whether they're capable.
We're coming here to try to stay up to speed on the latest technologies in the industry. A lot of good exhibits, a lot of good vendors here, a lot of good variety of different technologies on display. So quite pleased so far. I've never been to this show. I've been to some in America. I've heard this one is larger than the ones we have in America, and that's true. Why is it so important? It's a good place for people to come together and see what else is going on, see trends, and get to meet some of the
Scottish Enterprise is the economic development agency for Scotland. We work with companies or business base. We account manage around 2,000 companies in Scotland, and we help them with support to grow their business through innovation, workforce development, international market development, that type of thing. So I work for Scottish Development International, so we are the trade and investment agency for Scotland, and we help companies to export to new markets, explore opportunities in overseas markets. So within the subsea space, obviously Scotland has a particular strength in subsea engineering, so we work with a lot of companies, taking them to overseas markets through events like Oceanology. We also work with inward investors, so companies from the US, Canada, Middle East, Southeast Asia who are looking to locate in Scotland. So we support them to locate in Scotland and to grow their business here. Whether the company's from the US or Brazil or wherever, we have mechanisms we can help to support the growth of their company in Scotland.
Welcome to Just Add Water, a continuing strand here at Oceanology International. And Just Add Water aims to bring you the latest news and views from the exhibition, from the show floor, from some of the speakers we have at the conference, and of course, some of our exhibitors as well. And today we have the pleasure of talking to Cathix Ocean, and we're speaking to Adam McConnell, Head of Product Marketing. Adam, good morning there.
Good morning, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. Adam, where are you in the world at the moment?
I'm at home in Dublin at the moment. We're just with COVID, everybody's still out of the office. We're just now in the process of getting everybody back into our headquarters at the moment. So some of the our production teams and our operations and engineering teams are all back in the office now. But for people that don't need to be there, we still have the option to work from home.
Yeah, well, as you can see, I am at Oceanology International, all on my own at the moment. But of course, come March 2022, those aisles will be filled with happy and contented visitors, attendees, meeting face to face for the first time in 2022. Personally, I can't wait. Okay, so can you tell me a little bit about yourself and Cathix Ocean? Where did it start?
Well, Cathix Ocean are our leading innovator in subsea imaging and measurement. Our aim's really, really simple. It's basically to make subsea operations more efficient, more cost-effective and safer. We started in 2019 in Kildare in Ireland, manufacturing cameras and lights for divers. But we started to specialize in subsea optical imaging for machine vision and automation in 2015, and that's kind of where we've been since. And we're, moving down the road towards, making subsea inspections that bit safer, that bit more cost effective, and moving it towards where maybe we don't even need people on the boats at all. It can all be done automatically and autonomously.
Autonomously, yeah. Okay. Big area that, isn't it? The autonomous market, reducing risk of and actually reducing wastage as well, because time spent repairing things is time not working, or people not being as efficient, or we've had this COVID thing going on. So this is where it really comes in, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, the more people you need to have on a boat, the greater the risk is that if you get bad weather and something happens to the boat, there's more risk to life, and there's more risk to resources that are too valuable to lose from any situation. And that's kind of been the ethos that Cathix Ocean have been following since we started to move into the automation and the subsea imaging and measurement field.
Sure. So, Adam, we have a segment of our attendees who are into defence. Can you tell me how Cathix Ocean helps defence industries?
Well, our visual perception systems help them to detect contraband and mines and the likes under the sea in quick time. So our systems allow ROVs and AUVs to travel up to 5 knots and still capture ultra high definition 2D images with no motion blur on them whatsoever. Okay. So it allows them when they're checking back and making sure that they're doing it. And all of our images have the navigational data tied into them. So they'll be able to tell exactly where they found an object that might be dangerous. Or dumped in the ocean.
Sure. And the data that comes back from those vehicles, those platforms, how's that transmitted back? Is it via satellite or is it via hardwire or?
No, it's stored onto a drive on the actual system itself. We then bring the system back for pre-processing to Cathix Ocean, and then we deliver them a project pack where they can then take that project pack, put it into any integrity management software, and use it to inspect the images, the laser data, we can generate color point cloud data as well from our system. So it allows them to manipulate a 3D model and then click on a part of the 3D model and actually see ultra high definition images to make sure that they can see what they want to see.
Right. Okay. And then just moving on from that, who are your clients? Are they governments? Are they oil and gas companies?
Since 2015, we've worked with all of the big oil and gas companies around the world in the Gulf of Mexico, Western Australia, and in the North Sea. It's the likes of BP and Chevron. We work with subsea operators like DOF, Oceaneering, Deep Ocean, Ocean Infinity, and the likes. And as we've mentioned, we've worked with the Norwegian, Irish, and US navies in helping them sort of search for contraband and unexploded munitions in the waters of their coastlines.
Okay.
But now we're actually, sorry, Mike, but now we're actually seeing that we're starting to work with more research institutes and more of the marine environmental industries to help them sort of be able to map year on year how by reducing the amount of activity man has in the water, humankind has in the water, how that is actually affecting the replenishment of our oceans, and making it better, so they can count, so they can count species and see the change in coral coming back to underwater environments and ecologies.
So it's all about watching the ecosystems. I mean, that's interesting because the Paris Accord is saying that we're allowed 1.5% increase in ocean in the climate change, aren't we? It looks like we're going to surpass that by some significant amount, but Cathix Blue is part of the solution, helping the researchers to find out what the real impacts are now,
exactly,
and what can be done to reduce those impacts.
But even what will happen to the likes of, if you have pipelines that have been exhausted, what's the effect of is taking away the metal better or leaving the metal there better for actually enhancing the replenishment of the ocean and helping to see if like the metal will grow new life on it and help make new and healthier environments for sea life and the environment under the water.
Kind of like artificial reefs. They use that sort of technology, don't they? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. Okay, so I know you've only been with Cathix for a short while, but thinking about the next 5 years, what are those challenges that the Cathix are addressing?
Well, it's really moving towards, like we said, reducing the risk and reducing the amount of people on the water, reducing the amount of the cost of doing these cost prohibitive expeditions. Just, oil and gas companies have a requirement to make sure to maintain their assets, and therefore they have to spend this money to, one, inspect them, and then two, perform any maintenance on these assets under the water. So it is, and every time you have to do that, that's people out in the water. That's a big ship out in the water expelling carbon emissions. Costs of putting a ship on the water can reach up to 100 grand a day. And sometimes these missions can last up to 30 days. So that's a massive spend that anybody's doing. And if we can reduce that cost, if we can reduce that amount of carbon being put out into the earth, and we can reduce the risk to human life, then I think we're doing something good. And it allows also the oil and gas industry and the defense industry to show how by even having those assets there, how it's actually helping to benefit the sea life under the water. But again, the core mission is to move towards autonomous and uncrewed survey expeditions. For that reason, to just lower the risk, lower the cost, and make it more efficient to set out on these expeditions.
Yeah, sure. I understand that entirely. So just thinking about oil and gas and projects that you're working on, and again, I understand you've been with Cathix for a short period of time. Are there any sectors that you're seeing growth in? For example, we've spoken about climate change. Is that a sector that's going up, and is oil and gas reducing, or are you seeing any trends at all?
Well, again, it's all, everybody's leading towards automation, so it's all leading towards the same thing. People want to be able to see their assets, whether it's a pipeline or whether it's a structure or whether it's a wind farm pylon or whether it's they need to be able to inspect and maintain them. And the best way to do that is to have high quality imagery of it without having to send somebody down. And being able to what we can do now, which is generate 3D meshes and point clouds, so they can actually manipulate a 3D model when they're back in their office, and do a full 3D look around as if they're there in the ocean floor themselves or down in the ocean and going for a dive, but with 99% less risk. To it, that they can do it, and it allows them to make informed decision making with regards to their maintenance plans for these assets. And again, it also allows the likes of the research industries the ability to compare year on year what they're doing, or what's happening in their specific area, if that's their application. And then for the likes of the mining industry, like being able to quickly identify nodes and nodules that they can then start to survey the areas where they kind of could then send expeditions to start mining. And then of course for subsea cabling, the surveying prelay, and then real time sort of looking at the laying of their cables, and then the maintenance of those cables, with time going on, from the damage from like anchors being dropped, or rocks falling from above, stuff being dropped on top of them, and even just the general movement of the currents under the ocean as well.
Yeah, of course. Okay. So let's talk about OI for a moment, if we could. As an exhibitor, what are Cathix Ocean's primary objectives for attending?
Well, there are two main objectives. One is to show off what we've got in our services pipeline coming up. Services like Cathix FDI, which we've just launched now in August, which basically is allowing our customers to conduct their surveys up to 6 times faster. So reducing a survey, like we were talking about before, from 30 days down to something like 6 days.
Yeah.
And meaning that they can get their assets and the data deliverables back just as quick. So we're shortening the length of time it takes to do a survey from beginning to end.
Sure. Okay.
We're also looking to probably launch our own integrity management software platform, CX Observer, and also a new microservices platform called CX Insights, which is going to be a massive leap towards automation for all of our customers.
Right. So a launch heading Oceanology International's way as well from Cathex.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. If we have them already by then, it'll be great. If not, it'll at least be a pre-launch that'll basically start to show where we're getting to.
Okay. Well, I look forward to that hugely. So, objectives for attending. Obviously, networking is going to be important for you.
Oh, absolutely. It's a massive opportunity for us to connect and start to strengthen our relationships again with our customers and our clients and our partners, and the ability then to even start to grow our network again by seeing people and being able to do face-to-face meetings and potentially win new business.
Sure.
Also, it's a great chance to show off the long hours of work and toil that our engineering and operations teams have been doing to get these products and services up and running, from a hugely talented team here in Ireland to a massive audience. So it's an opportunity we don't want to miss.
And who do you want to meet at the show? Are they engineers? Are they construction managers? Are they who are they?
Both. It's kind of the engineers are the guys. I think the engineers are the guys that will sell the system to the decision makers in the companies. Because if you think about it, these are the guys that are requesting what they need. They're the guys on the ground floor, going, if we just had this system that could help us out, it'd be great. And they put that request up through their business processes, and it comes to their decision makers. And we're looking, when we meet with those, we're looking to make sure that we're giving them exactly what their engineers are looking for, which is basically good imaging, a good system that can be configured quickly, put into the water quickly, does the job quickly, and the data they get off gets back to them quickly.
Yeah, speed and efficiency.
Speed and efficiency, but with the best visual data that they can get back, so they can make an informed decision.
And registration opens on November the 2nd for the show. And once again, Adam, thank you so much for giving up some of your time today to talk about it. Welcome to Just Add Water, a new strand that we are running here at Oceanology International. Just Add Water aims to give you the lowdown on all things OI, ocean tech and science. And we'll be talking to the community about their businesses, their challenges they face, and just a little bit about the person that we're interviewing. Today, we're lucky enough to have Christian Martinez Tyrrell from Copenhagen Subsea. Good afternoon there. Or good morning. Where are you in the world today?
Hello, I'm in Denmark, so it's good afternoon.
It's a good afternoon.
It
Great
is.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Christian, would you mind telling everyone just a little bit about Copenhagen Subsea? Hey, when did it begin?
It actually began a few years ago, or back in, I think it was 2014, 2015, around that time, where we actually are a spin-off of a development project. So there was a development project that was focused on hull cleaning, a hull cleaning vehicle, and then the project needs some reliable thrusters that were able to run at full power, non-stop, actually, in really harsh environments.
Right.
And in that development project, our thrusters, subsea thrusters, were developed, and then we actually started the company based on that development, and then Copenhagen Subsea was actually created from there.
Great stuff. So, just thinking about the next 5 years, Christian, what do you see the challenges, and how will Copenhagen Subsea be addressing those challenges?
Well, it's difficult to say since we're not an old company, so we don't have experience from back in the days. But what we have experienced is that we have there's a broad awareness and attention to the whole blue economy, the environmental aspect, and since we have a fully electrical solution and product, there's a wide attention and some really good awareness of these solutions that can enhance the environment and can preserve this good environmental aspect. So we are facing not challenges, but we're trying to solve this environmental issue all together, of course. And Copenhagen Subsea is a crucial part of it.
Right.
Because there is this, all our products are fully electrical. There's no oil, nothing inside, so no leakage can occur or anything.
Yeah.
And if, as you see around Europe and in some place in the world, there is this, demand or say that in different lakes and different operations area, you are not allowed to have any petrol-driven vehicles. Everything has to be fully electric.
Yeah.
So we are part of that solution, and that's where the next big challenge, as we see it, will be.
So you're part of the subsea community, but clearly you've got an eye on your green credentials as well, and that includes ocean cleanup, maintaining oceans, and helping your clients who you work with to ensure that their operations are also green and clean as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of the clients and our customer in the whole subsea industry is really aware of this aspect of the environmental and the whole green economy and stuff like that. As they are aware of that and try actually have a demand and really make it's important that things are fully electrical, then we also are able to provide that. We're trying to develop a solution that will be able to fulfill that requirement that our clients have, and they are really aware of this fully electrical solutions, which is somewhere a demand or requirements. So that is a good thing.
Your customers, your end users, are they in their projects? They're building in environmental security. Is that right? So they come to you because they know that you have a solution which is going to fit the on one side the project they're working on, but on the other side what their commitment is to protect the environment. Yeah.
Exactly. So the most important is of course that the product works, which also is one of our highest priority is reliability.
Yes.
We know that is established. We have a really reliable and robust solution and systems. So that's first priority because you cannot go in the field with something that's not reliable. That is crucial. That is crucial that things work in the subsea industry because the operational cost is really high.
Yeah.
So that is crucial. That's priority number one, and we can do that.
Yeah.
The next step after that, because that's a lot of people that can do that, but after that, there are some requirements that says, all right, if that is checked that we can solve the issue mechanically, then we also need to do it in our environmental way. That's a plus as well, and that's is an aspect that we see and experience that is a higher on the scale of requirements,
right,
or a higher priority on the requirements here now. So that's also where we see the challenge, but also where we can uh, help and further develop our products to help that issue.
Sure.
So
That's good. I did see one of your products. I think I posted it on the OI LinkedIn page, tagged you in that. It means there's more uptime, doesn't it? So uptime means things are working and things are being efficient. And the fact that your equipment is so reliable means that your customers are getting more uptime out of it, less time servicing, less time offline, and more time doing what it's supposed to do.
exactly, because it's not doable. Then rather use a lot of money for something that works, and have something that's reliable.
Sure. So your end user, your customer, who are they? Who's your client?
That's different. That varies a lot. Some of them are the end customer. Actually, some of them are a manufacturer or a solution or provide solutions for the actually end customer.
Yeah.
And it's huge. It's small companies. I can get the details, of course, who specific they are, but on our webpage, there's different cases. We have research institutes, universities. We also have what we have is one customer called Hydro Hull Cleaning, which make these hull cleanings for removal of barnacles and stuff like that. So it is some really different areas. We also have something, have the Danish Navy as well, stuff like that. So the military, the Navy aspects is also a part of it. So yeah, we have different different customers, large, small, and
You provide
commercial.
to a number of different verticals within subsea. That's what we're saying here, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about Oceanology International for a moment. As an exhibitor, what are your primary objectives for attending?
What we would like this year, what our main objective is actually to show the ROV that we have developed, the Gorilla ROV, have it shown on the stand, and people can come and talk. And we also need to actually, make aware of what we can do. And we have not only thrusters, we don't only have the Gorilla ROV, we have actually a whole subsea solution, or we can provide a whole subsea solution for different applications. So it's so the main objective will be to create awareness of the brand, of what we can do, who we are, and also establish good relations. We have already some good relations of the different exhibitors and the guests that's visiting the exhibitions. So beside of making awareness. We also like to have this good technical discussions of how, if people comes with a project or a challenge, how can we then provide a solution that can solve that
Yeah.
issue or that challenge that they are facing, the clients or the customers
Sure.
or the other guys. 2022.
2022, that's right. Yeah. So, OI, why we've spoken about the ability to launch. We've spoken about that you guys want to build up your awareness. But what is it that makes you attend? Is it the quality, the number of visitors? Is it the collaborations that you can form at OI? What keeps you coming to the show?
That is the audience. The audience for our sake, of for our main purpose, that's spot on. The audience
Yeah.
at OI is really spot on what we do.
Okay, so finally, Christian, off topic entirely, just so our viewers can get a bit of a flavour for who Christian is. What do you like to do in your spare time?
Well, in spare time, hang out with families, have some good times, try to exercise as much as possible. It's been difficult here under COVID-19,
Yep.
so we have to be careful for that. But yeah, have a good time with some friends and travel as much as I can.
Yep.
That's been
Lovely.
difficult as well. So
Yes.
the exercising and the traveling has been limited.
Yep.
But I hope that when all this is over, hopefully, then I can get back on the horse.
Nothing to do with the ocean then in your spare time.
Not particularly. It's I have been sailing and I love sailing that, but it's not something that I do a lot at all. But I enjoy it when I'm out there.
Yeah.
But that's fortunately not something that I do a lot.
Well, thank you very much, Christian. Just to remind everyone that Oceanology International is running on the 15th to the 17th of March 2022, where we'll be welcoming back the ocean tech and science community safely. To find out more about Copenhagen Subsea, then visit oceanologyinternational.com. And once again, Christian, may I thank you for your time today. I really look forward to meeting you face to face. Won't that be lovely?
That'd be excellent.
Yeah, it will be. It'll be. This is the joy of OI in March. It's the first time the ocean tech and science community can meet face to face in 2022. Christian, once again, thank you for your time, and look forward to seeing you face to face. And may I wish you a very good rest of the day. Thank you very much, Christian.
Thank you. Likewise.
You take care now. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye.